Hi and welcome to January the 22nd. It's TNT. We're going to whip around Thailand, checking some of the main news stories brought to you by 5-Star Marine. As we start, just around Bangkok. A 46-year-old Buddhist monk was found dead inside his room with his wrist and head scalp partially missing, apparently bitten off by his pet pit bull. The monk raised the 1-year-old pit bull named Jord and kept the canine inside his room. And this all came from a Mr. Ao, a staff at the temple, who asked that his name not be revealed. Well, I think they did. Ao said the dog has bitten the monk several times in the past, and that the temple's now afraid to keep the dog. Let's try and find out a bit more. An update from the Calsot English Facebook page. The abbot at Wat Plang says he doesn't believe the pit bull killed his owner, a monk at the temple, and there was no sign of a struggle. The dog was simply hungry after the monk suddenly died, and they're offering the dog for adoption. The staff at the temple added the dog was kept inside its late master's room because it was bitten by other temple dogs. And stories like this do elicit quite dramatic headlines. The Mirror: Buddhist monk dies in temple dog attack horror as his own pit bull chews off half his, head would be the next word there. We'll get to the Bangkok Post story. MSN: crazed pit bull mauls Buddhist monk to death in Thailand, and pit bull suspected in monk's death. Let's check that Bangkok Post story. Monk found dead with dog bite wounds, pit bull in room. And just a quote from this Mr. Ao: Pra Bundit had been bitten by Jord before. It's possessive and aggressive. Jord even jumped up and bit Pra Bundit when he handed me something. And these pit bull attacks, whenever they happen, they always garner quite dramatic headlines. That's just another to put on the list. As we stay in Bangkok and very, very quickly just check the air pollution situation today. And there we are. Whoops, number 14 today in the list of the worst air polluted cities in the world brings about these headlines. This one from the Bangkok Post: Health Ministry to push work from home nationwide. Well, I already work from home, so it's not going to affect me, but this will affect tens of thousands of people. The Ministry of Public Health will propose encouraging people across the country to work from home next week after levels of PM 2.5 ultrafine dust pollution exceeded safe levels in almost every province yesterday, the worst in Greater Bangkok. That's Bangkok and the surrounding provinces. And proposed strategies include a nationwide work-from-home policy, which will be proposed to the Cabinet meeting next week. And with levels this year projected to remain high, people are urged to wear N95 face masks for optimum protection. With unsafe levels in the capital expected to persist over the next few days, the BMA has introduced 3 key measures. The first one is working from home. Another measure is the designation of low emission zones. Trucks with 6 or more wheels are banned from the Ratchadapisek area when red levels of PM 2.5 are recorded. Exceptions include EVs, natural gas vehicles, and vehicles on the green list. And the last measure involves the temporary closure of BMA schools, 4 schools having now transitioned to online classes. And the Pollution Control Department is warning that air quality nationwide will likely remain poor until Friday due to stagnant air and agricultural burning. Well, good at least that they're recognising the agricultural burning as the main problem with this air pollution each year. And only 7 provinces, Phang Nga, yay, Suratani, Chumpon, Krabi, Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai and Mae Hong Son reported dust levels lower than the government's safe threshold. People being told to go and work from home, people being told to wear heavy-duty face masks. In some other words, you'd call this a bit of a national crisis, but of course, not here in Thailand. And we're staying in Bangkok with a French man behaving badly. French man arrested for posting explicit content with Thai women. This being reported in calsotenglish.com. A 26-year-old French student was arrested in Bangkok for posting explicit content and videos of intimate encounters with Thai women on social media platforms. And the foreign national who'd been sharing explicit materials and using social media to solicit sexual encounters while boasting about his physical attributes. Officers raided a luxury condo in the Chatuchak area where they found the suspect, identified only as Mr. K, a French national studying at a prominent university in Thailand. They didn't really try too hard to disguise his identity. He claimed the actions were done out of youthful indiscretion and stated that while multiple women had been involved, he'd ceased such activities over a year ago. But the suspect faces charges under computer crime laws for importing and distributing obscene computer data accessible to the public, as well as charges related to the production and distribution of obscene materials. And the police are quoted as saying this case represents a serious threat to public order and morality, damaging Thailand's reputation. They're saying that digital footprints cannot be erased, ignorance of the law cannot be used as an excuse. And this case represents a silent threat to society, say police, as Mr. K admitted to having intimate encounters with multiple women, some of whom were unaware they were being filmed. It's believed none knew the content was being shared across social networks, and hence probably the true crime in this matter. Okay, to another story and a bit of a pushback on what they describe as the daddy-daughter relationship. And this covered in Thai PBS World. Calls grow for end to daddy-daughter governing of Thailand. And a group of protesters filed a petition yesterday through the government's complaint centre, calling on the PM to separate her father-daughter relationship from the running of the country. And they claimed the former PM, Thaksin Shinawat's evasion of his prison sentence, has severely undermined the country's justice system and demonstrated his influence over it. And quoting the group, our group therefore calls on PM Paetongtarn Shinawat to address the matter. We're fully aware that she is Thaksin's daughter, but as the leader of the country, she should prioritise the national interest over family ties. Some protesters held placards also demanding that the government scrap its entertainment complex plan, which includes casinos, and vowed to return to Government House this Saturday. And to the Thai baht, a lot of people worrying that the Thai baht just continues to both remain high and occasionally surge against their various currencies. Let's see what's happening as we go to the Bangkok Post. Baht projected to strengthen. And the baht's likely to strengthen further after it appreciated beyond 34 baht to the dollar on Tuesday, as Donald Trump's inauguration speech disappointed investors, prompting heavy selling of the dollar for profit-taking, according to the Capricorn Research Centre. The Thai currency traded at a two-week high of nearly 34 baht to the dollar in early Asian morning trade, compared to Monday of 34.3. after Trump refrained from imposing tariffs on his first day in office. And the Executive Vice President of Asia Plus Securities said as the baht gains strength against the dollar, it helps attract inflows to lift the flagging stock exchange of Thailand. And just checking this morning, this is a chart showing the last 12 months. As of this morning, it's 33.89 Thai baht to the US dollar. But we can see in the last week, there's been quite a steady drop of the US dollar against the Thai baht. Now, that's just the US dollar to the Thai baht. It could be a very different situation with your currency, so please check xe.com if you'd like to compare your currency against the Thai baht. You might be travelling here. A lot of people wondering if the Thai baht will remain strong. Well, probably nobody knows. But thanks for watching. Hopefully, you're a bit more up to date with some of the main stories around Thailand. I would personally appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. In the meantime, have a fabulous Wednesday. It is Wednesday, just checking. See you tomorrow.